But again, allegations, which she said, her husband is a very much living witness. So this scandal is a huge one because it has to do with the sexual harassment of a senator. But people have been, okay, like I said, they have 4 or 5 women in their Senate. All right? Now, 4 or 5 of their women among men, one of them is sexually harassed, assaulted. And then she raised the lamp. Guess what? The remaining women in the Senate, they supported the man to blame the woman. And they told her, like, you are making us look weak. You are not going to let these men trust us anymore. To give us slot, to be senators, to give us, you know what I mean? Like, this is a privilege that, we that are women among them, we must not always take everything to the public. Oh, a woman, in fact, 2 women were on Arise TV 2 days ago. One of them was a senator herself. In fact, 2 of them, they are both senators. I call them senators. I don't call them senators, okay? Because these are pure, Olujimi Abiodun from Ekiti. And Florence Itagiwa from Cross River State. Cross River, yeah, that's where she's from. Bakassi. They were on TV chastising their fellow woman. Because to them, okay, so Florence Itagiwa, right? There's no there's no a woman senator that can be harassed, sexually harassed. Come on. You must have grown this thick skin. You must have become so for you to be able to fight men and become a senator. And you're saying you are being sexually harassed? No, that's impossible. You can't be sexually harassed. They may throw banters because they joke a lot. They joke about women. They joke about women's body. They joke about this and that. So that doesn't mean that they are sexually harassing. A woman, Florence Itagiwa, said, coming out to even cry that you are sexually harassed by the Senate president. Number one, you are blocking the doors for other women to excel in the Senate, to get favor in the hands of these men. You are blocking the road. You are blocking the door. It is also a sign of great weakness. That's what she said. A great weakness for you to come out and say you're sexually harassed. Baba, Nigeria didn't land, no? You get that now? So the drama got to the head today, but let's start from those women. Olujimi and Itagiwa. All right? I think let's start with Itagiwa. That's the shocker.
Gender in politics. Talking to Itagiwa will be talking to the wrong person. Do you understand? Because just like I don't support affirmative action, you understand? Although in appointment, excuse me, yeah, I had to fly in for this interview. Yeah. So I think affirmative action is undemocratic. But I just, for time, that we may not have, I believe that once a female is strong enough to contest election, because in all my 32 years of active politics, from House of Rep to Senate, and all 4 elections I won, I never presented myself as a woman. I never presented myself as a man because, God forbid, I don't want to be a man. There's anything like reincarnation, I want to come back a woman. I presented myself as a person. And that's the upbringing I had from my mother, who was a very active journalist. She was a good mother and wife.
And writer.
Yes, and active, in and out of jail. Yeah. So that's the upbringing I have. So once you go to that arena, you present yourself as a person. I watched that interview, and I felt very bad as a woman and as a female politician, which I am till today. I'm a great fan of Senator Akpabiole. And again, I don't even know when this started, calling calling senators by first name.
Yeah.
That is totally out of order. It's like you're talking about one girl in somewhere.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You understand? No senator should be addressed by first name, Senator Akpoti. Now, when that lady...
Not only
she should be Senator Uduaga then.
Yes, you understand?
When that, not only rude, Senator, it is also bad English.
Yes,
to call people Professor Anthony.
Yeah, no,
it is
it's
title
out of
and
order.
surname
Even
at all times.
Yes, according to it's even out of order, in my opinion. Yes. Now, when that lady won election, I don't know her, but, for her courage and, the struggle she fought on until she won the election, I actually looked for her number and called her. And I said to her that I think I see another Itagiwa in you. You struggle, you won the election. Go there, be strong, and represent your people very well. I didn't know her, but she was happy that I called her. Now, when the nightclub thing happened, again, I was out of Lagos. I was even calling Ozzy. I said, please tell him or tell Mr. Batty, I'd like to come and talk about it, but unfortunately I couldn't make it because I also felt it was out of order for somebody who is presiding to have the word nightclub cross his mind. You understand, when you're handling the issues of a country as the number 3 man. So if at all he said that, I felt it was totally out of order and needed to apologize to women and to that lady, which eventually Senate President did, But, on this matter, I am not with Akpoti. You understand? Number one, it is the worst sign of weakness on a woman's part. You understand? For you to come out and accuse a man or accuse a man of making passes at you at that level. There are 109 senators. It is not easy to win election to the...
You said something just now that I was taken aback, ma. You said it is you feel disappointed that Natasha came out to air a point of. So is it that when a woman is sexually harassed, as she claims, she should keep quiet? Misogyny should continue?
No, I don't...
That women should not speak up? Nobody should talk? Because she has won the election, she's in Senate now?
You have passed that... By the time you contest election and get to Senate, you understand? Yeah. You have passed that... you have passed that stage of your life of being sexually harassed.
Really?
So yes, by the time if you go there and stand, you have passed that. You go there, so you are all equal in that Senate.
So, really? So if somebody...
You are all equal, it's out of order. And again, it shows weakness. You don't allow it.
So is it a show of weakness for a woman to speak out?
It cannot happen in the Senate.
Really?
I'm not saying that the lady is lying. I'm not God. But again, my dear, when you get to Senate, you are there as a person. You are not there as a man or woman. You are there as a person. It doesn't matter what you are carrying between whatever.
But she's complaining that there's no equality.
You are there. And then, mind you,
she's complaining about.
I don't think at this stage of... I respect that girl. I like her. She's very intelligent. Very, very well spoken. You understand? But I do not think that the person you call sir, because first of all, if you call somebody sir, then you are giving the person a cane to whip.
Nuisance, Lele.
That's Itagiwa. You know me. I like women a lot, especially women that goes into public or goes into politics. Let me put it that way. I like them, and if they can, like she tried to postulate, okay, fight your way within them. You can push, and then you kind of, whatever you have to do what you have to do, and then you come up at the top and what have you for sexual harassment. You go to the Senate as a person. What the heck was that? You go to the Senate as a man. You go to the Senate as a woman. So what's she talking about? You see this particular one, Itagiwa? She happened to be one of the worst of them all, just for the record. She happened to be. I don't want to touch her private life, so I'll leave her at that. But have you heard out of Olujimi? Another woman, right? Speaking on the matter. Well, she said Natasha had to go to court and withdraw the case against the Senate committee, I mean a senator against Akpabiole. Doesn't look good. It looks bad. And Natasha is raising an alarm of sexual harassment, which shouldn't even happen at all. We are not saying that she's lying, but we are just saying that, at this stage of her life, all these things shouldn't bother her. Shouldn't bother her. It's not a thing. I mean, we make jokes. The Senate president, if I want to take something from the Senate president and it kind of like a slap my my bum cheek, like slap my ass. I don't have to feel bad about that. It's just an ass. He's asking me that would I like to go to America with him, just us, just to go and have fun, or will you come to England? Will you come to England with me? That's just that's not a sexual harassment. That's it's nothing. Kind of. According to Olujimio, Natasha has taken it too far. And she needs to wrap it up.
First, let me reiterate that I took over from him as a minority leader. And so I kind of know him, know his wife very well. I know that he jokes a lot.
Akpabiole, right?
Yes. He's fond of making little fun out of everything.
Or would you call it unguarded statements?
Not unguarded, but he loves to make everything light. And you see, when you do that, you become very vulnerable. So it makes him very vulnerable. I saw what they all went through as men when I was there. They were all victimized by people from outside. And I had to rescue them all of the time.
What do you mean victimized?
You see, it's difficult to explain what they go through there. And so they make light of every issue. Most of the men there go through a lot themselves. It's not as easy as you see it. They also internalize a lot of things. You find people calling them from outside, putting their wives on the spot and making different issues out of nothing. And so they also go through that. And I've had to support some of them to even go home to say, no, this can't be true. So they are all very vulnerable.
Okay. Now, we don't have all the time, very limited time, but I want to put these two questions across to you. You can manage it in 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. What's your take on the 103 billion naira suit filed by Abuja against the Senate President and others? And then secondly, the bill on female gender and sexual violence against women was eventually passed. It eventually passed secondly, but initially it was rejected by some women in the Senate. Talk to us about it.
The case in court, I want to appeal to her to please take the case out of court. Because you see, we don't want women to look like they're emotionally unstable. We need to also be strong enough to face the men. I mean, going to court against the presiding officer is not on. I know she's hurt, but she needs to handle it in a better way. I think that should get out of court.
Nuisance, Lily.
Now they hear Engboro lenu wiri. Engbosokuso lenu yelfu, yoshi. Men in the Senate, they face a lot. Oh, more. They then go see therapist now. So she, Olujimi, was a senator. Then she was also a therapist for the men senators in Abuja. Akpabiole jokes a lot. Really? No, it's not unguided statement. He jokes a lot. He's just a man that likes to joke a lot. Yeah? I want to shock you. Look at you. You look so beautiful today. Oh, Shay, make I take you to our nightclub, to a married woman, your colleague at work, or your colleague at, as a lawmaker. But one of them said, they go through a lot. I mean, these people go through a lot. You see, there are some men that even had to send their wives. That's what she said, that some men in Nigeria will send their wives to go and seduce the senators for favor. That sometimes he will be the one. So which means the senators will now lampo the women, the wives of men that are entrapping them with their wives, so that they can now give them the favor. So this Olujibi will now go to the house of these senators to tell them that, listen, your husbands are going through a lot, right? So we just need to pray for them. There are so many women coming to them and all that. There are men who are sending their wives to them. So please don't fight your husband, okay? If you hear that your husband shagged another person's wife, this old cargo. That's Nigeria. These are the characters who in charge of Nigeria and the political space. So these are the characters who are making political decisions, administrative decisions for that contraption. These are the characters of Nigeria political space. And they are everywhere, whether PDP, APC, Labour, they are the same. Yeah. Whether they are male or female, it doesn't matter. Some studies misogynistic. Maybe you are not far from the truth. So what happened in Abuja today? The drama of today. Natasha returned because there's already a set plan to get her suspended indefinitely. Indefinitely means it can be for a year, it can be for the next 2 years. She may never be recalled again. They've had enough of her. But she is not giving up yet. While our followers are outside demanding that Akpabiole should resign, Akpabiole must go, Akpabiole must go, Natasha strolled in with her husband into the Senate chamber today with a petition. She moved to where Akpabiole moved her to now. And from there, she came down to submit a petition against Akpabiole presiding, which is actually really wrong. Akpabiole should not be sitting there on his own case, But that was the beginning of the drama that took place in Abuja today. Let's go to that their Senate chamber, where Natasha presented a sexual harassment petition against Akpabiole.
How are you?
Come on now. I tell you, Takashi Mutumuke.
distinguished colleagues, I'm Senator Natasha Akpabiole, and I stand to raise a petition under Order 40. A petition may only be presented to the Senate by a senator who shall affix his or her name at the beginning thereof. The petition